A little bit excited.
It did?
Marcus is like, I'm listening now. Yeah, there we go.
Listening to the podcast or listening to your
He should
to
be.
your
He
files?
should be listening to the podcast. He's listening to one Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, how'd that go, by the way?
Dude, it was tight.
Yeah, I mean, because you got the shirt on, you're looking fly.
I mean, I met Daniel Cormier, and he remembered our chance encounter when I was valeting his vehicle.
Your chance encounter.
So that was tight. Cain Velasquez he's very to the point.
Short, sweet, to the point.
He also said he doesn't care if there's a belt at AKA. And on the flip side, Daniel Cormier is like, we need to have all the belts here. I was like, yeah, too bad Cain doesn't feel the same way as you.
All right, well, welcome into the bullpen, I guess. No music, unfortunately. I did my best to jimmy rig everything, follow Dan's normal way of doing things, but unfortunately, he usually has the music and he's got his laptop hooked up and all that jazz. But
shout out to Kellen's dad.
Yeah,
and Jaden's dad.
You'll notice that the bullpen is a bit shorthanded today, and that's I liken it to a double header, and then we're the two guys that are fresh the day after. But it's still the setup man and the closer, so you're still good. Like, as long as your starter can go 7, we can still come in and finish that off.
That's fair.
That's the way I'm looking at it. Full disclosure, though, that we were supposed to do this 2 days ago, and unfortunately, Dan had to fly back to New York for a show that we'll pimp later on. Evan, king of paid vacation.
Literally.
He's out today, so I told JP, I was like, we got to do this, even if it's just the two of us, and so we'll give the people what they want, though.
Two-man band.
Two-man band.
Dornbush, I heard that you are a frequent watcher / listener of the Bullpen podcast. I do need to know what one must do to get that Evan Doherty Supreme PTO contract. Because, I mean, the guy's taken 5 vacations in 4 months, so he's clearly living the life, and we would love to live that life as well on white sandy beaches in foreign lands where people rarely don't speak the language. So thank you for that in advance, young man.
I guess I'll do the administrative work since Dano is not here to do that. Dano, shout out on the East Coast. Hopefully you're watching.
Hopefully you're smiling, because the last time I saw you,
yeah, it was rough. If you're watching this, you probably already liked us on Facebook. So, as JP always says, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Facts only.
To tell a friend. It is June 30th, and at 9 o'clock our time, but midnight Eastern time, the NBA free agency kicks off, and there is a vertical show, 8:30 Eastern or 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. This is the reason Dan is out in New York right now to help facilitate.
His show starts at 11:30
starts
p.m.
at
NY time?
11:30 Eastern.
Oh, with the one and only Alan Springer.
No, Springer is he's in Omaha.
Oh, that's right.
For the swim meet.
So it's Southie and Dan.
It's Tim Hines and Dan Harris. They're doing the Woj show. Woj will be on. He'll be hopefully dropping Woj bombs of the free agent variety. But it's an hour and a half, 90 minutes. So tune in if you can. If you love the free agency and you love the all the shenanigans that go along with it, Woj, we know will have some news, as he always does, and I'm sure they'll break down where they think certain guys are going. But we'll try to do a little bit of that right now. And JP, I know you're more of the NBA guy than I am. So I'm gonna kick the questions to you. First off, reports this morning that Joakim Noah might sign with the Knicks. Some of the reports had it in the range of $18 million a year.
That's ironic, because if one Joakim Noah signs with the Knicks, I am sure, I will bet the bank that they will secure the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference.
So just into the lottery once again.
Facts.
Does that have anything to do with the fact that their point guard won't stay healthy for an entire season?
And Carmelo doesn't do anything but complain and play no defense. They have no bench. They've got a new coach who wants everyone to play defense. He's got a roster full of people who don't play very good on ball or help defense, meaning the New York Knickerbockers will be everything they've been for the past 10 years, just very, very mediocre.
And I know a lot of people have been talking about that, and the Knicks not being good, like it's like Detroit maybe not being good at hockey, or like in terms of the town gathering around that sport.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge market.
Yeah.
That's why when people were, sniffing the Ayesha Curry perfume, talking about the NBA was rigged, I was like, well, then how come the Knicks haven't won like 5 championships?
So even if those 4 did stay healthy, do you think you still don't think that they would make the playoffs out of the East?
All right, fine. We'll give them the 8th seed. So
they'll lose to the Cavs in the
first round. Yeah.
And speaking of the Cavs, Dwayne Wade opts out of his contract. LeBron opted out of his contract. Dirk opted out of his. We'll get to Dirk in a second, but everybody's freaking out in Miami. Like I know Miami Twitter was ablaze last night when he hopped out.
I saw.
Do you think he even remotely goes anywhere near the land?
But remember, didn't he do the same thing 2 years ago when he attempted to strong arm Pat Riley and they both met in the middle at the contract he currently has? So now he's doing it again. I mean, Dwayne Wade is the king of Miami, and him leaving now.
He's also the king of Snapchat, apparently.
Oh man! Shout out to Gabrielle Union for letting him do that, pre and post. But I don't see him actually leaving. I can see him posturing and trying to puff out his chest and make sure that Pat Riley is going to cash him out. But besides Cleveland, where else is he going to go? And if he did decide to go hang out with his best friend LeBron, he's taking a pay cut. And
right.
that lobs a segue into Bron. Windhorse, his homeboy, wrote a great article that said that Bron is opting out this year, which is fine, to sign another 1-year deal. And if they make it to the finals next season, Bron is going to request a $200 million contract, the first in NBA history. And it being LeBron James, if he continues to excel his game, which he has been ascending forever,
you got to give it to him.
You got to find $200 million to pay Bron
in that city
to play basketball. So if Bron gets that contract, even if Bron got a fraction of that contract, like Dwayne Wade, how much money do you plan on making?
Man, yeah, no, I think it's more of a shot thing. Like, because if he goes to Cleveland, you already have Kyrie, and he's established himself as the number 2 guy there.
Yep.
And he proved it in the finals. You still have Kevin Love, maybe. Like, he's going to get a few shots.
During the regular season.
J.R. Smith is going to get his shots. Like,
Facts.
I just don't think there's enough shots to go around. I think it's a lot like my theory against Durant going to a team like the Warriors, which will segue into Kevin Durant. I know he verbally came out and said he wasn't going to go to his hometown Washington Wizards, which Andy Behrens, our good friend,
we don't want him.
Wanted me to check in on you on that one to see how you were doing on that, and I told him you didn't seem to care.
Nah, there are some people watching who think that I look like Kevin Durant. That's cool. I wish I had Kevin Durant's jumper, but after Kevin Durant's performance or lack thereof in the Western Conference Finals, I mean, I could care less if he wanted to come play in D.C. You barely wanted to win the Western Conference Finals when you were up 13 2 times in the fourth quarters in closeout games. So, like, what possibly could you bring to the Wizards to then have to beat the juggernaut that is LeBron James and whoever he has on the floor with him? Like, you'll be in the exact same spot, one series away from maybe greatness, because you've been to the pinnacle and you still didn't get over the hump because you went into the indomitable snowman and Bron just threw ice all over your dreams. So I think he's stuck. Him going to Golden State, that's a cop-out. And he also won't get a max contract because next year Steph Curry is going to ask for $150 million, which he will command in the current basketball market, even if he was a no-call, no-show in the NBA Finals, playoffs pretty much too. But in the regular season, he hit 17 million three-pointers, and he is the focal point of his team and the little poster child. Well, was the poster child, but not anymore, but poster child of the NBA. Again, is there enough money to go around? Because Durant's gonna want all the money. Like he's not gonna play second fiddle on the roster and pay. Like he's gonna want to be paid like the highest paid guy.
So where is he gonna go? Because I know he's got all these. Like, does he go to a place like Boston, who has $60 million in cap space for this upcoming season, and do they front load the crap out of that? I don't know. I personally, don't know how NBA contracts work. I know they've got these weird rules with like, you can max guys out.
Right.
You can have your veteran minimum, or you can have your veteran opt out clause. There's so many different things that kind of go into them. So I don't know. It's not like in other sports where you can like front load and put a crap load of money in the first season. It feels like they can't do that.
I wish we had somebody in his camp that, or somebody in his camp that knows Woj so they could just tell him. I'm confused as to what he's trying to do. Is he doing the whole court thing and to get free dinner and alcohol for the homies? Is he just trying to cash out?
Good, yeah.
Or is he trying to win? Because if he's attempting to win, he would sign that 1-year deal with Oklahoma City, run it back one more time with Russ, and pray for the best. Maybe find a little extra heart in the fourth quarter of basketball games. And then at the end of that next season, when him and Russ are both unrestricted free agents, go about your business. But him leaving now, are you chasing a paycheck or are you chasing a ring?
Well, that's what you have to look for in all of these free agents is what do they want? Like a lot of guys who already have the ring, they're going to chase that big payday if they can get it.
Dwight Howard.
Right, but a guy like...
with no ring, but
right, yeah.
he's still chasing that money. And he's going to get maxed out at, 31 per year?
We'll get to him in a second. But with Durant, he says he wants that ring. And if that's the case, then I can see him going to the Warriors. But like you said, that is kind of a cop-out. And it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, personally,
that
I would
you
stay.
go to certain... Like, if he really wants the ring, like, he should go to San Antonio.
Okay.
Like that's a team that like is always structured to win. They're always there, and I know that you're going to have a little bit of a roster issue with Kawhi Leonard there, but maybe Kawhi can play the two in that system if you really want to.
And everybody thinks that it's just simple on paper if he goes to the Warriors, but
Right.
How does he fit that offense? Like just everybody literally just stand on the perimeter.
Yeah.
The Cavs just showed
Somebody's got to go inside.
The Cavs just showed you how to beat them.
Yeah.
Like they literally showed you how to beat them. So you adding a jump shooter, does that really propel you back to like an elite status in the Western Conference? Because I feel like there's a recipe book out there to take you down.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that JP wrote the first 5 chapters of said recipe book. And then Tyronn Lue decided that he wanted to make some amendments and add the rest. But I told him on the podcast, if you want to go back, we got our own receipts here at the Bullpen. I told them, and they finally listened. So him going to the Warriors, as you said, doesn't guarantee a chip. It looks nice. It looks like they'll score 125 points a game. But in the event that they don't, and this is a failed test, and everybody's going to be angry. So good luck, Durant.
Well, again, with free agency starting tonight, we'll find out where a lot of these guys go around midnight. Some probably will take their visits and do their posturing like they always kind of do. You mentioned Dwight Howard. Who really does want this guy? Like, why would somebody want this guy? He feels
Mark
like
Cuban.
He seems like he's a cancer to a lot of the teams, just in the way he is. He strikes me as just literally a big baby, which is sad because that nickname was already taken. So, who gives Dwight the money? Is it Dallas? And with Dirk opting out, like, does that?
I feel like that might be his best hope. But he commands the max deal because there's not a premium on centers in the NBA, especially classic centers. So, granted that he's a head case and he might not be the toughest guy, if you give him what he wants, which are touches in the box, he literally should be unstoppable. The only person that could probably guard him, minus LeBron, Andre Drummond could check him, DeAndre Jordan could check him,
Anthony Davis,
Unibrow could guard him.
Just in terms of length, maybe not
right.
physically.
But who else? Because if Dwight Howard really is tuned in, he's cued in, he's taking 2 dribbles and making a move in the box, or he's in the paint.
Maybe Cat in a year once he gets a little bit more seasoning.
Yeah, I mean, again, Dwight Howard's lack of heart helps everybody else checking, but if he ever got upset and took 2 dribbles and spun, or took 2 dribbles and lifted off, there's absolutely nothing you can do about that. And then in the off chance that he learned how to shoot free throws, I mean, he will go back to averaging like 31 points and 10 rebounds a game in 3 blocks, which sounds like Hall of Fame numbers.
Right.
So you're banking on him doing that. Will he or won't he is the dice roll. I'm always leaning on the side that he won't. But I'm sure someone's going to give him 31 per for 5 seasons and pray for the best.
Right. Drummond most likely is going to get maxed out.
And he earned it.
Yeah, and if, he is a restricted free agent. He's 22. Like, the one guy who I am just dumbfounded, and again, I don't watch a lot of NBA, but Hassan Whiteside getting $100 million from anybody would be that's got to be the biggest laugher.
He blocks a lot of shots.
Or maybe Dellavedova getting any money whatsoever.
You mean NBA champion Matthew Dellavedova?
The fact that guy has a ring and Kevin Durant doesn't.
I mean, Dellavedova got a ring and Iverson doesn't. So we could go
yeah.
all day back and forth with people who don't have chips.
Yeah. But Hassan Whiteside, he tweeted out today or something. He said something today. It was great. He's like, hopefully by 12 o'clock I'll know where I'm going. And I'm like, do you not have any control in this whatsoever?
He's like, man,
this is your future. How do you not, like, you should know where you're going,
He's
or
like,
at least
hello.
You think you want to go.
Hello, is this Brandon? Yeah, I gotta let you know my agent is handling all this money stuff. I'm about to get cashed out, so I'll talk to you when I hear the Woj bomb.
Is he partying with Manziel? Is that what he's doing right now?
They might be sniffing coke together.
Because he's going to get sober tomorrow.
Supposedly,
that guy.
July the 1st.
Yeah, we'll
with
see
with
that.
the NFL's help. NFL, whoever runs your Twitter page, like, you guys are drunk. So you're going to tweet out and then probably delete and then have media reports say that the NFL says they want to help Johnny Manziel. Well, where the hell was y'all at when Josh Gordon was just a regular high? Not crashing cars, not busting chicks' eardrums, not trashing clubs and Airbnbs, just literally loaded in his living room. But y'all not sending out the troops to quote-unquote save him. But Johnny Manziel, the face of absolutely nothing but college drunkenness, and you guys want to spend dollars on that. Man, y'all are fickle.
That guy literally, you remember that website? I'm sure it's still around, but like it was big when we were in college, collegehumor.com.
Yep.
Like Johnny Manziel is the human epitome
Literally
of collegehumor.com.
He should wear the t-shirt. He's the poster boy.
The fact that hasn't been a connection, like he hasn't started sponsoring them or used them as their personal website, is absolutely baffling to me. All right, well, we'll see what happens with all of that over the next couple of days, and hopefully by the next time we pod, Dellavedova will have gotten $8 million a year from somebody.
NBA champion Matthew Dellavedova.
Again, watch the Vertical Show tonight on Yahoo Sports.
Steph Curry stopper Okay, I'm sorry.
You like to get after me about Dellavedova like I like to do with Dan when it comes to like road goals in soccer.
Yo, Dellavedova had the 2 greatest non-offensive NBA final games ever last year.
Yeah.
Ever. Not about points, but everything else, all the intangibles. He could
would
have been
be
Matthew Dellavedova.
He would be a great NHL player.
Oh,
just
yeah.
In terms of like
he's so scrappy.
He is that guy that you hate when he's on the opposing team, but you love having him when he's on your team.
He's like a gnat.
Yes. So there's also the NHL free agency that happens at the exact same time, but since JP is not the biggest hockey fan,
I read up. Hey,
Did you?
How come nobody told me how racist Montreal was? Like, yo, Canada, Toronto was full of color people, and it's popping. But Montreal, holy hell, what's your problem?
That was like, there was a span of 5 minutes yesterday where Woj got into the NHL Twitter account and dropped a bunch of, like, there was 2 huge trades, there was a big signing, all before the NHL free agency deadline hits tonight. But yes, I was utterly shocked by that move, that you would trade someone of that caliber and someone that just, it generally is fun to watch. He's every goal he scores, it's like watching a small child score their first goal because he's so excited about it. And that's what I love about PK Subban, and I love the way he plays. My thing is that Nashville, they had Seth Jones and they traded him early in the year. They were just trying to get that quotient back on the team. So they went and got Subban, and I think it's going to be great for them as a franchise. It's an upcoming market. It's an upcoming team. They're going to love him in Nashville.
Facts. I mean, he's going to actually be appreciated because them Montreal fans, man, y'all are some lowlifes.
Yeah.
Not all of you, but the majority of y'all.
I never understood that. I never understood why that didn't click there. So I think it also works for Montreal, too, because Shea Weber is a fantastic defenseman.
I mean, he's cool, but does this mean that Collins is going to finally get to the Stanley Cup Finals?
I hope so. I tweeted her right after that went down. I said, Collins, we need all of the PK Subban stories, all the good off-the-ice PK Subban stories. That's what we need.
I need a PK Subban jersey, young male, so if you could please hook your boy up. I know you still remember the address.
Melanie Collins? You heard it, even though you're probably not watching or even knew we have a podcast.
No, you should be watching. You should be tweeting out to your 10,000 fans. I mean, help us help you.
Exactly. So, we'll see what happens in free agency. The big news happened obviously beforehand, and I wish PK Subban all the best in honky tonk. I can't wait to see him in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, just walking around Nash Vegas. That's going to be fantastic.
Do they play Montreal? Will they play Montreal next season?
Oh yeah. No, they all play each other. Yeah,
I need him to go for at least 11 goals.
They at least do a home and home.
Oh, 11 goals.
With every team, and then obviously you play your division more so. It's a lot like the NBA schedule.
Is it disrespectful to throw your stick into the stands? He should do something cool like that. On his 11th goal, just toss the stick.
A lot of times they, like, when they announce the 3 stars afterwards, they'll like give the guys like sticks to throw into the stands and give them away.
He should just break his and throw off his gloves and flip the bird.
Then they're going to need a whole new like netting around the entire rink.
Done.
Yeah. But no, that'll definitely be fun to watch. And the NHL store already had Subban jerseys. So
hey, smart.
So we can, we got to find JP one. His younger brother is a goalie.
Yep. It's because it's only 7 brothers in hockey. So I should know all 7 first and last name. It's not difficult.
All right. Moving on to soccer. I know we talked about this earlier, and the Copa finish. Messi and Argentina lose in the shootout to Chile for the 2nd year in a row. It's the 3rd straight final that they've lost in either extra time or a shootout. And Messi decides to retire afterwards at the age of 29.
He was shaving points.
I think he was just trying out to be the new Jets kicker. But your thoughts on him quitting the national team? I know there's a lot more that kind of goes into this, but
he said he was 0-4 all time on that roster. I just didn't understand how somebody of his stature, who is trying to get to the GOAT status in soccer, and everybody misses. Don't get me wrong. Like NFL players, like Hall of Famers, drop touchdown passes. Mm-hmm. Hoop guys dribble the ball off their foot or miss layups in crunch time. But the way he kicked that ball, like the goalie literally didn't even have to move because he kicked that thing so hard, but it shot so far over the net. Like, it wasn't remotely close. Like, he literally just tapped circle and then that thing was gone. Like, he didn't aim it. He just took one step, Like usually
'Cause
most
a lot
guys
of
run
guys-
up or do something cute or do something funny or pick their nose or try to distract everyone.
So you have to be really bad, and you have to be shaving points.
That's something
if
I would have
you're-
done. Like, all right, JP, you got the kick, the first kick to start this off. Like, oh, I'm nervous, dog.
Like I've tried to kick like field goals and soccer balls in the past. Even when I get running starts,
The third or fifth row.
yeah.
I don't. I don't want to say he did it on purpose, but I mean, come on, how many PKs has he taken in his life? Countless.
I mean, the guy who has some of the sickest free kicks where he bends it into like the top corner and stuff like that.
Isn't it his nickname Nutmeg?
Yeah.
Because he nutmegs goalies and everybody else. And you mean to tell me that on a free kick, which you probably made 98 out of 100 times, this is one of the 2 times that you decide to miss egregiously?
Yeah.
Not even close.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was 98. It was either 98 or 94, the World Cup, where France had a guy, and he had a chance to. It was like in the PKs, and I think it was the final, and he missed it like that over the goal, and that's what cost France the World Cup. I think they lost it to Brazil, but
Thierry Henry was probably pissed.
a very young Thierry Henry at that time.
Thierry Henry with the boot. Oh.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think even with all the stuff going on with the Argentina Football Federation, in 2 years when the World Cup comes back around, you have to think
He'll play.
he's going to want to play again. He doesn't want to end like this.
0-4.
And I think even if he goes back, if they go and they somehow lose in like the quarterfinals, or if they don't even make it to the knockout stages, I think he still would be. I think he'd be happier with that than he would be with this, because you don't want to have that kind of salt, no matter how good you are for your club and everything outside of that. So we shall see. Quickly though, I'm going to get your predictions for Portugal. Won today. They defeated my Polacks
Barely.
in penalty kicks, which I'm going to do a quick little rant on penalty kicks.
Do it.
I'm not a huge fan of the way. I'm okay with the NHL doing the shootout in the regular season, but I like the way the NHL changes it up in the playoffs and you have to score. I get that some games go on so long you can't do a golden goal, but penalty kicks, if you're going to do them and you're going to keep it, you have to stop letting the players pause once they start their run. It's like, I know it's like the Euro step in basketball, and it's technically the Euro step because it's the Euros, or any penalty kicks whatsoever. But the fact that they can like sit there and like, jerk a little
They
bit.
don't allow that in hockey, do they?
No.
Once you start moving
once you have
forward,
to start moving forward, you can go side to side like
yeah,
this.
you can't just
but,
stop
but you
full
can't,
momentum.
Yeah, if you stop your momentum, you have to shoot.
Say they'll blow the whistle on you.
And but every single guy that took a penalty kick in this one was doing like a little bit of a pause or a little bit of a jerk, and it drives me nuts. Like it should not, like the penalty kick should be null at that point. Once you start moving, you got to keep moving.
I agree.
And on the flip side of that,
the goal is so large and the ball is so small.
On the flip side, I know why they do that, because they want the goalie to commit to one side, because the goalie kind of jumps out a little bit. On the flip side, it should be the same thing. I understand that would mean like you'd have to start and stop so many damn times. You might have to do the same penalty kick, person, 3 or 4 times before you get them both to do it right.
Hey.
But I'd rather have that than have like these little herky-jerky and then the goalie's going to one side. Anyway, that's my rant on penalty kicks and penalties. But yes, unfortunately, Poland loses today to Portugal. They will face the winner of Wales and Belgium tomorrow. Do you know anything about either one of those teams?
Belgium has some good waffles.
Mm-hmm. You going with them?
I don't know anybody on the Wales roster.
Wales is Gareth Bale, Real Madrid, man bun.
Okay, I know who that is.
Yeah, he's the most expensive player in the world.
Didn't Belgium have a really good World Cup last time?
They did. They beat the U.S.
Remember, and that was the game that what's his name had to save 72 balls.
Yes, Tim Howard.
That was that game where he literally saved 72 shots on goal.
Yep.
Yeah, if Belgium still has those strikers,
They have all those guys.
yeah, sorry, Wales. Yo, that was a video game, dude. That was an onslaught. Every
Yeah.
time they got the ball over the half line, it was like, dog, 3 touches, each to the foot. Here comes a strike. Boom, boom, But like Tim Howard had to hate life. Like, is there anybody out here? Or is it just me? They were like PKs from 40 yards
It's
away.
like when you play a video game with like maybe someone who doesn't play video games that often,
Right.
and they kind of like tail away.
Like Amir. Like Amir playing FIFA.
Apparently, he's really good. We should test that theory. Okay, so
Yeah, that's definitely Belgium.
right. Okay, so you've got Portugal, Belgium, and the other flip side, the two other quarterfinals this weekend: Germany, Italy, which should be a fantastic matchup.
You know what, man? I got something to say about these Germans, dude.
Okay.
They keep talking about these PEDs and drug tests. They testing the German national team. Like, they got, what, 3 forwards and 2 strikers, all 6'6", all running 4.40s, all with 98, 97 agility. The last game, I watched that German cat when he put in that third goal. He's literally, guys, like, I'm not being funny. He's 6'5". He kicked the ball from his shoulder. His leg got up to his shoulder, and he kicked the ball into the net and then laughed. He didn't even celebrate. Remember, he turned around and chuckled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this is funny to you. Yeah, I don't see them losing ever.
All right, so Germany moving on there. The other one, the host country, France,
Oh, they losing.
against the upstart Icelandic
Yo,
team.
them Icelandic cats got the juice. There's no way that they're losing until they face Germany.
All right,
they have one more Cinderella victory.
You got one more, and that would be kind of fun, knocking out the host country.
Oh yeah,
You know, and after that England game, that was really fun to watch.
Brexit.
98% of the entire country, or was it? Oh, it was 99.8% of the TVs in Iceland were watching that game. I really want to know what the other 0.2% of the televisions were watching.
Those are the homeless people that don't have TVs.
Yeah, but no, the TVs that were on.
Oh,
Like, that's what I want to know.
oh, that's probably some old geriatric people who fell asleep on the wrong channel.
Mm-hmm.
I can see
Watching
that.
some Icelandic infomercials.
Probably was like, man, I forgot to flip over.
All right.
Do you think that their coach actually goes back to dentistry after this amazing Euro 2016 run?
You know what? I don't know why England doesn't take him on. They don't. They need a coach now.
That's very true.
Other than taking on Jurgen, why not? If you can't beat him,
Join him, Jurgen Klinsmann.
then he doesn't have to worry about dentistry. And
Yeah.
you know what? Actually, the way that guy's built, he probably would still work as a dentist even if he was coaching England and making like £4 million a year.
Oh man,
You know it.
I'm excited for that game. I just feel bad that it would be nice if they were in the upper bracket. So it would be
Right, the way
Germany
it was-
versus Iceland in the
Yeah,
final.
In the final, yeah.
Because they would find a way to not let Belgium score on those 60 goals, shots on goal. But
They can score though, that Iceland team. And
Oh, yeah.
and that's the other thing about that team too, is a lot of people have been saying, like, people are shocked by this, but most of their players play in the upper echelon leagues
Right.
around Europe. So it's not that surprising to people who really follow soccer.
they have great offensive sets on free kicks.
Yeah.
Every time they have a free kick, it's very dangerous because somebody will slip from the back and like, oh, header goal, ha.
I'm
Iceland-
also a big fan that if you have to have 2 S's in your last name.
super syllables in all the
Yeah.
Icelandic players.
It's fantastic. They're fun to watch. Check it out. I think that game's Sunday.
Yeah, everybody watch
Sunday
Euro
morning.
2016.
Yeah.
It's been very entertaining.
All right, let's move on to Ask JP. I know Andy's been waiting a couple days for this.
Oh, Barons.
He's giving you. He's coming at you with the track and field and the running. Odds that Donovan Brazier medals, wins gold. Odds that anyone other than JP on the pod knows him. Well, since there's only one other people, I don't know who he is.
Dan wouldn't. Donovan Brazier is a young man, 19 years of age. Yeah. Texas A&M ran a 1:43.55 in the 800 meters at the NCAA finals for college track, which he's a freshman, but he set a national record, not a world record, but a national collegiate record. Nobody's ever run that fast, but he's a kid, which is pretty tight in the 800. If anybody knows, 800 is 2 times around the track. That's a grueling race. And for him to run a time like that, I mean, he put on some burners for a 19-year-old. But Barons, a gold medal? I mean, you think he can beat David Rudisha out of Kenya? Do you think a 19-year-old is going to beat a Kenyan? Nah. I don't even think he can beat Nick Simmons. So, Yeah, I mean, I feel like he has a very, very, very good chance to make the Olympic roster. Will he medal in Rio? If he got a bronze, he would be legit, like the best up and coming track athlete in a very long time. Because if he medaled, even at bronze, at 19, I mean, by the time he graduates from college, he should be the fastest 800-meter runner in the world. So
Yeah.
his upside is amazing. His ceiling is everlasting. But winning gold at Rio, yeah, he'd have to cut off a whole almost. He'd have to cut off 3 seconds. That's a lot in track.
Well,
I don't think he can get a whole 3 seconds off of his time to set a record. So I doubt it, Barons. But that's actually a good question. I'm not mad at that one. That's better than all your Galen Rupp nonsense.
I was talking to him earlier. We were on a shoot, and he was mentioning how many young kids that there are that could possibly be going to Rio, and it was a big story. And I'm kind of sad we're not actually at the track and field trials. I was supposed to go.
Yeah, man. I asked Dornbush, and then we just
Yeah.
balked, and that's the big deal.
Like it's fascinating to me that sport doesn't get as much pub as some of the other ones, and I know why. Like they don't have like the Phelpses of the world or the cute little gymnasts and everything like that.
We
but
still got stories. I mean, Justin
Yeah.
Gatlin is still running. He
Right.
is still trying
You
to
got-
beat Usain Bolt.
You got Randall Cunningham's daughter, who could be a breakout star in Rio.
The women's 4x1 team that might dethrone the Jamaicans again.
Yeah.
So now there's stories there.
Yeah. So
The world record is 1:40.91, and he just ran 1:43.55. He's got a long
yeah.
ways to go.
yeah, but that's still that's relative. That's pretty damn good.
I hope he gets bronze. I hope he makes a team and gets himself a bronze medal, and then goes back to school and just dominates everybody until the next Olympics when he wins gold.
All right, Andy, there you go. You probably weren't watching, even though you said you were going to try. Like you're probably in the car, like you always say you are when.
Is that his line? I'm in the car.
No. He goes every time you guys do your pod, and I get the update on my phone. I'm always in the car. So I tried to ask him when he was going to be in the car. He probably can't like put it up on one of those little things and
Right?
watch.
Like he's a fake Uber driver.
I don't think that's very safe. I don't think I condone that.
I mean, he can listen in. He doesn't have to look. He can listen. He'll still
Right.
hear his name called. Andy Barons, Iowa
There you
great.
go. And then he showers us with
Fake money and
fake money.
wristbands and Iowa Hawkeye lotion.
Iowa track.
Wow.
Get excited.
You know they're fast.
Yeah. Should I ask this one from Lawrence? I know you weren't too thrilled by it yesterday, but
We'll talk about it. I don't know if anybody else has had it. Hopefully someone comments.
most overrated dessert item in Orange County. I don't think I've had dessert in Orange County, so I don't really know what I'm speaking to here or what we're
I mean, it's dessert period. So after
most overrated place to eat dessert.
correct.
Okay,
So after Face's barbecue, we went.
Face is Justin's dad, by the way.
We went to. What's it called? Tasties? Afters.
It's called Afters.
Tasty. I'm thinking Orange is the New Black, which had a terrible ending, by the way. But Afters, and they have a thing
Next
called,
week on the Bullpen Pod.
Yeah,
TV show reviews.
Once Evan catches up, because I know the missus watches Orange is the New Black, so Evan has to probably catch up too. But they're in Tahiti on the beach, so they probably don't have TV.
Got to get that PTO, man.
Right. Dornbush. But we had a Milky Bun, which is a donut with ice cream inside of it, a glazed donut with ice cream inside.
Wow.
So, but they have all types. The donuts are regular, just a regular
Okay.
glazed donut, but they have any flavor of ice cream, like Baskin Robbins, and you can get one topping or extra if you're fat. I tried not to be too fat, so I just got vanilla ice cream with Captain Crunch on top and the sticky bun. We went at 11:45, and Lawrence was trying to watch his cute little waistline, and he was acting like it wasn't as great as it was because it was late. Like, nah, dog, it was popping. Like, it was really good.
I feel like dessert is even better when it's late.
Lawrence is a diva. You'll meet him one day, but he's an extreme diva.
We went to. It was the night that the Warriors lost the finals. Father's Day. We went out to dessert afterwards, and we went to this place there's a few of them around here in the Bay called Cream.
Oh, yeah.
You've been, and they had waffles, where you get the ice cream in between the waffle, and that was pleasant.
The only thing about cream I hate is that the cookie never stays on the ice cream there. They haven't mastered like the ice cream sandwich. I don't want to take a bite of the cookie ice cream sandwich, and the ice cream always flies out the back every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like, guys, you gotta fix that cream. Like, what's the point? If that's the case, just give me a bowl with 2 cookies and the ice cream on the side, and I'll break it and eat it accordingly, evenly. But you giving me the ice cream sandwich, and every time I bite it, I lose all the ice cream. Kind of defeats the purpose of having an ice cream cookie sandwich.
I used to love getting the Toll House ones that you could get in a little bag.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was the
old
same
school,
thing.
the 7-Eleven
The
work
same
way
thing.
better. You
Yeah,
can
the
bite
same
it in.
thing. And yeah, no. I think we should. I don't know why we don't talk dessert more often, but
I don't like those. Have you seen those ones where you get the popsicle, like a gelato popsicle or whatever it is, and they sprinkle all that extra stuff on top of it? That's overrated. They have it downtown, like San Pedro Square. They got a spot. They're probably all over San Francisco. It's like a hype beast dessert. That's overrated. I'm sure Lawrence and all of his young ladies love those. So yeah, you guys can continue to be hype beasts in the 415 and surrounding areas because that dessert's not popping. But the Milky Buns, those go to work.
I had a great dessert. Me and the girlfriend celebrated the 1 year this past weekend, and we went to Il Fornile. Thank you. And we had this like chocolate lava cake with caramel sea salt ice cream.
Oh wow!
It was the best thing I've ever eaten. we looked at each other and we're like, why didn't we each order our own? Like that's how good it was.
I don't want to share.
Like we scarfed it down. The waiter came back like 2 minutes after he dropped it off, and he goes, "Oh, so you enjoyed it?" And we're like,
Man, I'd have lied and said, man, it fell on the floor. Somebody came to clean it up. Would you please bring out another on the house? Regards to the chef.
It was fantastic. If you are in the Bay Area and ever want a great dessert, go to Il Fornile. Get the chocolate almond lava cake with the caramel sea salt ice cream. It's fantastic. Shout out to the people that are watching us live. We got a few viewers. Mom,
Hi, Miss Velasquez.
who actually got mad at me when I called her out last week. She texted and said, I still watch. So shout out to Mom watching right now.
Don't upset her.
And Dan's watching. He says hi, guys.
Oh, what's up, Daniel? Where's your other compadre?
He's
Oh, never mind. He's in the Maldives with his feet in the sand, working on his tan.
even though he left the office 3 hours ago, he's already in the Maldives. He's got a super.
Well, Evan probably got picked up in a helicopter that probably turned into a secret jet who probably is, piloted by Wonder Woman, and now he's there.
Hashtag FTE problems. Jared, thank you for the shout out. Appreciate it, brother. So, all right, since we got 4th of July weekend coming up, we're going to wrap this up here. And the hot dog eating contest, which the aforementioned Melanie Collins will be sideline
Is she
reporting
hosting?
again. She'll be sideline reporting again when they come off the bus. So tune in and watch that because it's always awkward for her to interview people who are about to eat a bunch of hot dogs. But if you could eat one food in a contest, what would it be?
Wendy's Frosties. Oh, could nobody beat me? If you put like 10 Frosties in front of me and say whoever finishes the 10 fastest wins, I'm winning 10 out of 10 times. Wendy's Frosty eating
I
contest.
didn't know you were that big of a Wendy's Frosty guy.
Oh, man. I choose Wendy's Frosties over women 8 out of 10 times.
Wow.
Fact.
8 out of 10.
So if any of you guys are watching,
So
you know who you are. It means I've taken a Frosty
I think I
over
know
you.
what the 20% is. It's the Williams sisters.
Oh, man. Dog, if I run into Serena,
We're gonna have some fun when we go out there. I know
I
there's a
need
lot
to
of
run
problems.
into Allison Felix first.
Yeah. Real quick for me, it's the cheese fries at Outback.
Steakhouse?
Yeah, I love their cheese fries there. That would be my last meal if I was on death row.
That's a difficult thing to eat in a contest.
I
though.
know,
Those are
but
heavy.
I would eat the crap out of them if I
like
could.
2 orders, you might just pass out.
I know, but All
right.
But I'll pass out a happy man. My mom said you would get brain freeze from from eating all those Frosties.
Mom, it's a Frosty, not a Slurpee. And Icy will probably do that, but not a Frosty. Mom, I'm a professional Frosty connoisseur.
Dan thought it would be yams.
That's too easy, Dan. I'm trying to challenge myself, Dan. I'm trying to be better here, Dan.
Yeah, it's all about raising the level of
Yeah,
competition.
I too want to be upper echelon like one absent Evan Doherty.
Rio though, back to Rio and your
Serena.
if I ever can't find you, all I have to do is try to find the Williams sisters or Allison Felix.
Yeah, man, I'll be Serena's tennis ball today. Oh, man. I'll be Allison Felix. Towel boy, track spikes. She need water. She need to be fanned. She need grapes. Gatorade.
Are you excited? I know there's a lot of talk and there's a lot of like issues with the buildings that are not even close to being done.
Isn't that every year? No, not every
right,
year,
but
some
there's the violence, there's the Zika, like all this kind of stuff. Are you? And this is like your first like big
True.
trip with us.
I mean, I'm from Washington D.C., so the violence that's not gonna faze me.
I'm gonna stand behind you then.
Easy. Zika, like disease. I mean, again, when you come from kind of the hood, it's not really nothing either. So, okay, a mosquito. I didn't deal with ones bigger than the ones in Brazil and Virginia, West Virginia, camping when I was a Boy Scout. Like, I done seen some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Sicario. I know how Alejandro pulled out his service weapon.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to go to the shooting range and practice. I actually have the winning complexion this time. So once I get to Brazil, Cat's going to be walking past me like, oh, yeah, you're good. But they're actually with me this time, so can we all just pass as a group? I'll have to be the liaison and speak for everybody. So
we're going to have to get you a shirt that says "There with me," and then it just has a bunch of
ton of arrows pointing in every direction.
Every which way.
That'll work, and we can all just walk in one file line. So we'll be like, wait a second, what? Yeah, we're just here to get some sports stuff and get out of your way. It's all good. I'm not trying to take your women. Not trying to take in your natural resources.
We're just trying to shoot some video.
Yep. I want to see Usain Bolt run fast, and then I'm out. I'm out. Don't have to worry about me. That's just okay. Send me some smoothies. Not even trying to drink your top shelf alcohol. Just send me some ladies with mangoes.
No, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun trip, especially the aforementioned stuff. And we'll have 3/4 of the bullpen with us. Unfortunately, Dano, we'll have to find a way to bring the soundtrack with us. So
I know, because Dan keep popping out babies like Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. I think his wife's got like triplets on the way all of a sudden again too.
Dan, you probably got the natural in vitro, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Doherty will be there, and we'll definitely do some podcasts from when we're there. Because plus we'll have all the big guns. We'll have the
just wait till y'all see
40. We'll have
Pat
Wish
40 on the
we'll
podcast.
Have Eric Adelson out there.
Wait a second, Puck Dizzle's gonna be on the pod. Oh.
Puck Dizzle will be out there because they pay him all year. He has to. He said in that quote, he's like, "Oh, they got to make me right about something, so they got to send him to the Olympics."
Oh, that's gonna be a full situation. Well, there might be all types of rum and other extra stuff on the podcast from Rio. We might podcast like twice a week.
Many caipirinhas will be consumed while we're there, I'm sure.
Google it.
Yeah. That's gonna do it for this week. Thank you guys for watching as always, and hopefully we'll be back with the full crew next week. If not, definitely the week after, because we got to get it. We are planning on doing a live on scene one right before we go to Rio for National Wing Day.
Yeah, it's hard to get the two dealers in the studio at the same time.
Like this is easy. We were literally doing nothing right before this, and we're like, all right, let's just go do this.
Yeah, y'all pray for us and purple badges.
Yeah, prayers for hashtag ladies with mangoes.
Your mom is a G. Okay, I see you, Miss Velasquez. We actually might need to have you on the podcast one of these times, please.
Yeah, we'll go over to the house.
She even used the hashtag. Oh, man.
All right, Dano, good luck tonight. Evan, wherever you are sipping on Mai Tai, enjoy. And the rest of you have a great 4th of July weekend, and we'll see you all next week.
Love, peace, and Afro grease.